Welcome back, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for taking the time to spend a little time with me. I always appreciate that, guys. And here we are again, my last disclaimer, because this is probably the last video I'll make while here out of town. Again, I'm out of town, man, with my wife and my son. I'm in the hotel bathroom right now, trying to get a little quiet while they're in the other room. So you may hear some background noise. It is what it is. Bear with me, guys. Just want to get you the content as fast as possible. So here we are, man. This is going to wrap up the blog series for now until we get something else. But this one is talking about Madden NFL 18 game styles. So for you guys who don't already know, there are 3 different game styles that we'll be able to enjoy or experience while playing Madden 18. You have right here arcade, simulation, and competitive. All right, now I'm not going to read each and every one of them, but I will just give you a few tidbits basically on each one. Obviously, you can see here arcade is more the game style that delivers fast-paced and exciting style of play where high scores and spectacular catches are the norm and penalties are very limited. So that's basically your quick in and out, your big plays, ratings don't mean as much, etc., etc. Simulation, however, now this is a key statement right here, because we're always going to hold Madden to being a simulation, and basically what that means to us sim guys is authentic NFL experience. That's what it says right here. Simulation, the authentic NFL experience. This gameplay style plays true to player and team ratings and NFL rules. All right. This gameplay style includes all supported penalties, injuries, and other random outcomes you see every Sunday. So basically, in a nutshell, this should be the mode that will, introduce the most realistic and authentic game in terms of how it's playing out, right? Now, here's another thing that I want to point out here, and I have to say this because, again, y'all know I don't take credit for a lot, but I remember talking to Rex 2 years ago, and I said, listen, man, why don't we tailor CFM as the NFL experience? If you guys ever get to a place where you could have a simulation mode or setting or what have you, maybe channel that to CFM. So I'm especially proud to see that that's exactly how they're marketing it, because again, and I know a lot of guys were there with me when they remember me giving that suggestion specifically, and here it is. Simulation is the default style for a connected franchise. So it's always cool to see stuff like that. Now here's the competitive. Competitive is all about head-to-head competition and tourney play. All right, this is where your user stick skills are king and certain outcomes would be heavily weighted based on game situations and ratings thresholds. Now, this would be the setting basically where you're going to get a few more absolutes. And even though they're not completely absolute, they're going to be thresholds. But things like, a guy's wide open, he's not going to drop the interception. Or a guy's wide open for a catch, for a touchdown or what have you, he's probably not going to drop it, especially if he meets a certain threshold. Quarterback has a clean pocket, etc., etc. Very low chance of him, being able to overthrow or what have you. All right, now here's the interesting thing. Let's go down here to the game style breakdown. But this is where it gets interesting, because I've been speaking to some guys offline. There are some things in simulation and competitive that I think should be in both. And so we're not as far apart as one would think. I'm not really going to read, the arcade stuff, because you guys can see it here for yourself. Yeah, I'm not going to play there. But here's a couple things I want to focus on. Of course, in simulation, expect the unexpected. Even highly rated players have a slight chance of failure on occasion. Yeah, that's the NFL. Now, of course, the injuries and penalties would be based on real-world NFL data. Players with elite ratings will be successful far more often than those with ratings below the elite level. We need that. Guys who are beasts need to be beasts. Now, here's another interesting tidbit. New pass inaccuracy system allows more realistic performances from lower rated quarterbacks. We'll see. Fatigue and stamina also have, bigger impacts. And y'all know I always do that myself anyway. I turn my fatigue up to 70 to try to create that situation. Now, check this out. I already mentioned the interceptions and, the quarterback being in the clean pocket. But look at this one. Where is it here? There's a decreased chance of offensive wins and multiplayer catch outcomes, such as throwing to a covered receiver. The sounds like something that may need to be in simulation as well. Even though simulation, again, is based more so on ratings. Here's another one. Here's a major one for me. Only AI players with the big hit trait can hit stick. Now, reason why this is major, and I know Smitty remembers this, Azure remembers this as well. I've been campaigning this for the longest time. I remember even back when Vic Lugo was still there, you know, there was a situation where I believe they were going to do that. Certain guys weren't going to be able to trigger a hit stick animation. I don't think at that time it was the time to do that, so they basically took that out. But here's my thing. I've always said that certain guys never go for a big hit. You know, you think about a guy like Deion Sanders back in the day. Deion gonna try to take your legs out. So basically what I'm bringing up here is I'm hoping that this also is in the simulation setting, because I don't want this to just be competitive. I feel like in simulation, this should also be the same. Only guys with that trait should be able to pull it off. So again, I don't know that. This could just be a bullet point. These are things we're gonna have to find out, and you guys are gonna have to test it for yourselves. But those couple things right there, I can clearly see that, yeah, you know, those things should be in both settings. And a couple of these things here, you know, you could also argue the same thing with the quarterback having his feet set. That sounds like a simulation aspect to me. Or Tom Brady, or, you know, Aaron Rodgers, guys like that. That also sounds like a simulation thing as well. Now, like I said, I'm not going to read too far into it, because again, in simulation, ratings are key. So maybe the ratings will dictate those things. So the biggest thing that I have concern with, not a concern, but I would like to see in simulation, in my opinion, is this one about the trait and the hit stick. That would be great. So I'm going to try out both settings just to see. But I would love to see that in simulation as well, and maybe it is. So there you go, guys. That's my quick assessment. Like it says here, of course, you could you know, still play on all Madden, all pro and rookie, etc., etc. You're just changing your game style to create a more deeper experience, but the difficulty and such, you know, will also be there. And then here's another thing: you'll be able to know what you're playing on. We saw this at EA Play, because there will be an indicator in like the scoreboard, like the ticker area, to let you know if it's arcade or competitive or simulation. All right, so there you have it, man. This was probably the longer blog as far as the video, but hope you guys got value out of this information. So that's gonna do it. So again, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, cut on your notifications so you know a video is available, and I promise it'll never hurt you to hit that like button. All right, guys, until next time, we'll catch you in the next video. Peace.